And welcome back to Who Would Win. And today's Who Would Win, now that I'm back from my week-long hiatus of no camera whatsoever, basically no laptop, comes to us from SSJ or Super Saiyan Raikage, who asked the question, who would win a fight? Firelord Ozai or Endeaver, I believe that's the way you say that name, from My Hero Academia. So it's fire versus fire, essentially. You know the old saying, fight fire with fire. And sorry, I'm getting used to this new camera, so you'll have to forgive me if it's a little jerky with some of the movements. It's I'm still getting used to it, and it's the processing it might be a little off, so there might be a little lagging here or there. But keep just to keep that in mind. Be kind to me. I'm currently just working with new hardware right now. But anyway, so Firelord Ozai to start with, is the younger brother of Iroh. He is the Firelord, means he is the leader of the Fire Nation, and theoretically the strongest firebender in the Fire Nation. Not necessarily in the series, because it's implied Iroh might have been able to beat Ozai. But he even says, like, even if I did defeat Ozai, and I'm not saying I could, but its implication is that he might be stronger than Ozai. But for the sake of this explanation is that Ozai is more than likely the strongest firebender at that point in time. And like any firebender, he can create fire at will. He can do God knows how many effects with fire. Breathe fire like a dragon. Giant fire blast. A wall of not a wall. Well, technically a wall, but a giant spear of fire to wrap himself up in. And he's also capable of creating lightning at will. He's also incredibly solid shape. It's never known how old he is. I don't think so. Let me see if I can quickly find something that says that Firelord Ozai. Lord Ozai. Let's see. Did they give an age? So yeah, it's never. We know he's the younger brother, and from his appearance, he was clearly in like his prime. Did they give an age for him? I mean, they give like hair, skin color, all that stuff, but they do not give an age for Firelord Ozai. Do they give an age for Iroh, I wonder? Because if they give an age for Iroh, we can probably kind of get an idea of how old Ozai is. No, they don't give an age for Iroh either. If I were to say, because the problem with determining age in the Avatar world, Avatar: Last Airbender world, is the fact that people live a long time for really no reason whatsoever. Like Avatar Kyoshi lived to be over 200 years old. So it's kind of hard to. What's the best way to put it? It's kind of hard to pinpoint where. Like Iroh could very easily be over 100 years old. I'm pretty certain he's not. But he's probably well into his 60s or 70s. I'll say that. Given that logic, I'm gonna have to guess that assuming Ira was probably in his 60s, late 50s at the earliest, but let's go with early 60s. I'm guessing he's probably a good 20 years older than Ira or Ozai, and therefore Ozai is probably only in his early 40s, which is why he's in such peak condition. I mean, again, he was a master firebender. Despite and capable of creating lightning. He's a skilled manipulator, very charismatic and intelligent. Despite that, he's also got quite a strong level of durability to him, but he doesn't have any real like physical traits like martial arts, as far as we know, physical combat experience. We don't know if he knows how to fight hand to hand or anything like that. I'd have to believe a guy in that kind of shape probably can fight hand to hand. Like, we just never saw him do it, but that's not to say he couldn't. He may very well have that ability. With Endeaver, now Endeaver, I don't follow My Hero Academia. I've had a lot of people suggest to me or recommend to me that I'd probably really like it. That they want me to do what ifs in that world. And I'm certain I will get to those what ifs. And it does seem like something that'd be up my alley. I believe it's a shonen series, which I always do. I loved Bleach. I really enjoyed Naruto. I've always been a Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm okay with One Piece. I don't follow One Piece, but I enjoy One Piece for what it is. So it does seem like something that'd be right up my alley. Superheroes, things along those lines. So I like the idea of the world. So I do believe I will get into the series at some point. But Endeaver is considered one of the, I think he's considered the second ranked hero up until All Might retires in the series. Yes, I do know a little bit about the series. I have looked into it because I don't want to be seen like an idiot doing this, even though I always do. But just keeping it real, folks. But after All Might retire, he's technically the highest ranking hero at that point. But he's a very prideful man, very kind of arrogant, very easily angered. But he's doing what is right. And in the end, he's a hero. And his quirk, as it is, his superhero ability, because they're called quirks, it's called Hellfire, which basically gives him full pyrokinesis. He can wrap his body in flames, charge his fists with flames. One of his techniques is like a spider flame. It's called something like spider web, where he channels flames through his fingers into these beams of flames and just slices things with them. He can also absorb flames into them, so he's pretty much fireproof. However, he's also his abilities do tax him. If he is overusing his abilities, it will cause him to overheat, deteriorate his physical abilities, which are impressive. He can easily rock someone. He has no problem going toe-to-toe physically with someone. And clearly, it shows that he has enhanced combat experience. He's also got enhanced physicality and durability as well to go with that. But again, if he overheats, then his physical abilities are hindered on some level. So if this fight went down, let's say that Ozai somehow is transported to the My Hero Academia world and he's perceived as a villain, as he would be rightfully so. Their fight would take place. Endeaver goes to, confront Iroh, being voiced by the legendary Mark Hamill, just, laughs like, you really think I'm here to, you really think I'm here to surrender you? I'm here to take over this world, because if I can't have the avatars, I'll have my own world. I'll have this world. I will be the Phoenix King. And and Noah was standing away, not even you. And then he just blasts him. But Endeaver just... Yeah, so you think you're pretty good. You a firebender in your own. Let's see what you have. And he just starts blasting him. And Endeavor's just like, and just like, please, can someone just, and then, all right, fine. Then just rushes through another flame that Ozai throws at him. Just boom, lands a solid hook on his face. By the way, I didn't actually hit myself. I grazed myself. I'm perfectly fine. But boom, just, and Ozai goes flying. Now, Ozai can take a couple hits. He's not completely without durability to him. He can take a hit or two, but he's only got so much durability to him. He got ragdolled a bit by Aang for really just getting the crap kicked out of him. And he's not generally used to someone, as far as we can tell, who fights physically as well as, using his abilities. Endeavor would then maybe throw some of his own flames back at Ozai, who could at least manipulate the flames and keep himself safe from that. Endeavor has a better natural defense against flames than Ozai does. Ozai can still be burned, but Ozai can still manipulate the flames as well. It's just Endeavor can manipulate pretty much all flames. So when Ozai throws another flame, Endeavor just throws it right back in his face. At that point, then Endeavor's like, okay, this is it, or that's enough. I'm gonna send you to jail. All of a sudden, he's crackling, and Ozai, who's now a little burnt from having fire thrown in his face, and he's kind of huffing, like, and then just, I can't do the actual thing, and I'm just thinking, and he's like, what is he? And then Endeavor quickly realizes that's lightning, and then lightning comes right at him, and just he's got to get out, but he gets hit. Now, as far as I can tell, Endeavor is not immune to lightning attacks, electrical attacks, anything like that, even though in Avatar world, they're related to fire. It's like the pure form of fire, as they put it. There's nothing to say Endeavor is immune to electrical attacks, so Endeavor would take the hit, and he would be hurt. However, Endeavor's highly durable and has basically an indomitable will, and is wrapped in fire half the time. So I do think that would offset enough of the damage, because they're both technically plasma. Fire and lightning are essentially the same state of matter, just in different concentrations. It's kind of like ice, it's It's kind of like two different versions of gases, like neon versus oxygen. One is heavier than the other. They're the same state of matter in two different consistencies. It's the same with lightning and fire. So because of that, Endeavor would be hurt, and because like, okay, now I got to take this guy seriously. So he just comes in. I can't remember the name of the attack, but it's like Super Flame Punch or something like that, and comes in and just clocks Ozai straight in the face and just knocks him out. So here's the thing: can Ozai win in any way, shape, or form? I think if Ozai maybe tries to play towards his strengths, in the sense that he's probably the more agile of the two, that's for certain. He's also probably the smaller of the two, which is another agility bonus for him. But also, he's manipulative, and Endeavor is quick to anger, so he could play to that. But it would all come down to, could he get in his case, a kill shot or at least a knockout shot? If he were to maybe hit Endeavor close enough in like the head, or at a vital point where it's lightning with the lightning, yes, he could at very minimum knock him out, I'd say. But the problem is getting that close to do it. I don't see him being close enough to actually get an effective lightning attack off on Endeavor while he's while he is that close to him. If he's that close to him that he could get the effective lightning attack off, or excuse me, that he could get an attack that would knock him out or kill him, then I imagine Endeavor would just end the fight then and there. The problem here is Endeavor not only has everything that Iroh has minus the lightning, he has far better fire manipulation. He's immune to fire. He can absorb fire. He's got just better hand-to-hand combat experience, better physicality and durability in general, and he does it for a living. Whereas Ozai, we know Ozai clearly must have trained to be in that kind of shape. He must have kept up with his training, but he never had a lot of on the battlefield experience, as far as I know. We don't know much about that. Let me quickly, because I've got his up here, let me see if I can get anything in the history that says early life. Marriage and early family. Ozai was later married, much to the shock. He explained that she had served all ties of the past. I guess I was saying they had 2 children. One was not sure if he was a fire as he lacked that spark. This really does not say whether or not. I mean, he was coronated as Firelord because that was a title. Yeah, despite the fact that how powerful he is, there's nothing to say he ever really had like on the battlefield experience. He wasn't Iroh. He wasn't a general. He wasn't in the army. So I will say that Ozai has maybe I can't even give him a full 10% chance. Those scenarios where he can knock him out / kill him are pretty minimal. I'm gonna say 5%. I mean, I gotta go only 5%. Anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 5% Ozai. With 95% of the time, I think Endeavor will win. I think there's a chance Ozai could win, but it's not a very large chance. But let me know what you think. Do you think it is Ozai, or do you think it could be Endeavor? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. An idea for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything to do with the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So I'll be back in a little bit with what if, and the Death Bell prediction will be up at basically when I get home. I'll be at work for the majority of the day until 7. So I'll still do the Death Bell. From what I understand, people who saw it early, someone actually commented. I'll wait to see if they are correct, but they might have been one of the people who saw it early. They didn't spoil who won, Aang or Eric, but they did say what the next death battle is. It's actually a death battle I've already done. So yeah. We'll see what happens on that one, though. I gotta see if it's the first off, I gotta see it's correct. And then I gotta remember who I picked to win that fight. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.